We begin with the theft of COVID-19 books and sick leave forms at the Vredenloop Health Center. 3 males aged 24, 37 and 42 are in police custody on an allegation of simple larceny committed at the Vredenloop Health Center on Tuesday, August 24th. The police are reporting that the men removed 4 blank blue COVID-19 vaccination books, 1 stethoscope, 17 stamped sick leave forms, sugar testing kit and pressure testing kit, all the property of the Ministry of Health. Further, the police inquiries disclosed that a female nurse who is attached to the Vredenloop Health Center was on duty when 2 of the suspects went to her, one after the other, with 2 blue blank COVID-19 books each and told her that they wanted her to stamp them. They went on to tell her that the third suspect is waiting to take them to the Diamond Hospital. The nurse then checked the books and observed that they were all blank, and knowing that the suspects were not supposed to be in possession of them, she immediately brought the issue to the attention of her supervisor, who subsequently reported the matter to the Vredenloop police station. The suspects were contacted and arrested at the West Demerara Regional Hospital and were escorted to the Vredenloop police station. It was during questioning that the police conducted a search on the motor car of the third suspect and found 1 black and gold stethoscope, 17 blank sick leave forms, which were all stamped with the West Demerara Regional Hospital stamp, and 1 blue COVID-19 book, which was not stamped and bearing the name and address of a person. The police then went to the home of the third suspect in his presence and conducted further searches, which unearthed 1 machine for testing pressure and a machine for testing sugar in his bedroom. He was questioned about the items and he stated that he bought them in Georgetown but could not produce any receipt for them. These items were immediately seized. Searches were done at the other 2 suspects' home, but nothing of evidential value was found. The 3 suspects were all escorted back to the Vredenloop police station and placed in custody pending further investigation. A man from East Kanji Bobis is now counting his losses after 3 of his vehicles were set on fire by an unidentified male on Tuesday night. That entire ordeal was captured on surveillance video and has left businessman Deodat Moses in shock. The suspect was seen throwing a substance on the vehicles before setting the fire. The 46-year-old businessman of Lot 1 Betsy Grong, East Kanji Bobis, told the police that he parked his minibus PPP 391 and motorcar PSS 1113 at the eastern side of his premises and his Canter GWW 3612 to the northern side of his premises. He reported he secured his business place and proceeded to the upper flat of his building with his family when he observed one of the security cameras that his motor vehicles were on fire. He told police investigators that he armed himself with his licensed firearms and ventured to the front of his yard, where he discharged 4 rounds from his shotgun and 4 from his .2 pistol. The New Amsterdam Fire Service responded, but the blaze had already been extinguished. Several persons were today arrested while protesting mandatory vaccination. The protest started at the Square of the Revolution, and some protesters opted to stand in front of the Ministry of Education to protest. The police were having none of it, and this is what unfolded. Earlier, the Square of the Revolution, scores of Guyanese gathered to oppose the mandatory vaccination, and many of them said the government has failed in some ways to educate Guyanese about the vaccines, while others are saying it is their bodies and they should determine whether or not to take the vaccine.
Saw people sick, my wife take this vaccine, she had to stay home how much days, I had to give her a thing to catch herself, and she still had to go and take the another shot because BRE don't want her to go back to work without the shot. So, and with all that I see home in my house, I don't think I should take this vaccine, friend. It isn't safe.
Vaccinated person can contract and spread the virus also. My dear Minister, then why is it an unvaccinated person has to produce a PCR? Why? A vaccinated person should also produce a PCR.
APNU AFC Member of Parliament Natasha Singh Lewis had a message to the government.
That we will not continue to be subjected to bullyism. What we have seen is that they have moved from a subtle position to a very solid position of bullying people. And it's not only with the vaccination, they have made it mandatory. They have moved now to implement. So if you don't vaccinate, what happens to you, right? I am out here particularly today because I support my colleagues. You would have known that I've worked a number of years at education, and almost all of them called me yesterday when they were escorted out of the building with police. That has never happened. I have worked with at least 4 ministers of education, and Priya Manikchand proved to be the worst of them. You understand? We have never had any instance where a police had to come and escort an employee for not complying with the rules in the workplace. We've never had that.
Singh Lewis said if you had a proper education program to roll out the vaccination exercise, the outcome would have been different.
There are a number of our young people population is growing. You can't be putting your education program on NCN and our young people will watch it. You have to go to the creative arts. You got to meet them with the language that they understand. You have to meet the people where they are through whatever means. You have to do that. And I believe if the education program was across the board, and we would have catered for the different stakeholders, we might have been in a better position with the vaccination. I want to make it clear that the opposition support vaccination. We are against forced vaccination.
The government had put on hold sections of the COVID-19 emergency measures number 20 issued on the 29th of July 2021 for 2 weeks to allow for more time for healthcare workers, public transport operators and conductors to comply with the order, which in essence states that persons must be vaccinated. Like many other farmers from around the country, Mocha Arcadia farmers are reeling from severe flooding which destroyed their crops. Raymond Jones, chairman of the Mocha Arcadia Co-op, said over the past couple of months, farmers have suffered major losses due to the inclement weather.
And due to construction work further outside of the village, we were severely flooded, and that resulted in every farm in the area being touched. So what you're seeing now is just that we got a break in the weather somewhat, and a few farmers would have been able to make a comeback. However, we're still working at it. It's a work in progress. And as the water recedes, and we're hoping that we get a little prolonged break, and the relevant authorities would make the necessary correction to alleviate the situation that we're currently facing.
He's confident that the farmers will rebound.
I see us growing from strength to strength, and we're making baby strides as it is. But as the months goes by, we'll up our production to where it was previously, and we'll be able to do much better than we're currently doing.
Mocha Arcadia has been one of the thriving farming communities in Guyana, and from time to time, farmers will display their produce for sale at farmers market in the community.
For these and other stories, do visit us at our website at www.rdproductionsgy.com.